Well, here we are again, saying that Steph Curry went crazy for Team USA in a game that, sure, this was not as scary as the Serbia game, but it was getting real interesting late there, man. As Team USA gets the gold and Steph finishes it off with legitimately one of the best shots just in the history of basketball. I mean, that three with the double over Batum and Fournier, like that's just unreal. Like that thing was in the air for what felt like forever. And his threes before that one, like they were not as insane as that one. Like the other ones were more like just really good basketball, right? Whether it's Steph screening for LeBron, which is just beautiful to say out loud. And there's a decent chance we're not going to be able to say that again unless some crazy trades happen in the NBA. And so just don't take it for granted. But yeah, I mean, Steph, I believe Steph got 2 threes off of him screening for LeBron in this game, including that one late where it was over Yabusele where he had to do like a pump fake into the dribble, and like Team USA, like they were getting a little tight out there on offense. And then you had like that one where France, I mean, they're just bringing doubles. They're playing high up on screen. They're like hard rotating the guys. Like they're getting desperate defensively, right? And it's like, Steph to KD, back to Steph, then to KD, then to Book. He drives corner, then it's a kick out to Steph there. That one was great. And then another one of those threes Steph had in the fourth, which was LeBron screening for him, So Steph was great. But to talk about what was going on throughout the whole game, I mean, it became pretty clear that unless Wemby or Yabusele were going to score for France, or if DeColo was going to occasionally hit a tough shot, or if that, it was just going to be tough, right? And like, listen, Wemby, like he's making threes, he's like hitting Embiid with a hezzy and then getting past him to where AD had to play in the game more in this one, and AD had a lot of really good moments defensively, blocks, tip passes, etc. A few putbacks that felt huge as well. Or Wemby's like scoring over Drew on a switch. I think it was Drew on that switch I'm thinking about. Wemby also had a couple of putbacks where it's like, how the hell are you supposed to deal with this? But, like that's Wemby, or he's making threes or whatever. Or it's Yabusele with like screen setting to get a roll to the rim, or hell, like that one fake DHO where he dunked on LeBron. Yeah, LeBron went for the charge, but regardless, he dunked on LeBron. Where, Book was switching and then he knew that the switch was coming, so he's just like, let me just go immediately. But yeah, it was basically Wemby, Yabusele just finding a way to score. DeColo making some tough runs, and I think Koulibaly had like a step back too that was kind of wild. There was Fournier who eventually made a couple of tougher threes. That was kind of it. So it felt like for a minute there the USA was just going to pull away. And they also had some good stuff with like, Ant making that shot over Gobert, or Ant just pressuring the ball, which led to, I think, like, one time where Fournier had to shoot like a full court shot. Another time that was a turnover. As LeBron has been doing all Olympics, he had some great plays in transition. Book was just like super solid across the board in this game. He made some shots versus the zone or whatever. So it looked like USA was going to potentially get a comfortable win. I mean, they were up double digits in the third. But then the turnovers were killing me, man. I mean, you had like, Wemby was higher up on like one screen with Batum pressuring Steph that led to a turnover. Ant had a really like, I don't know if it was a miscommunication with KD or just kind of a lazy routine pass at the end of the third, which then led to KD, chase down goaltend on DeColo. Then you had, LeBron. One inbound was a turnover to Gobert. Another inbound was like he tried that corner pass to KD that was like a little off balance, and you figure KD could get it anyway, but he stepped out of bounds. One time Steph stepped out of bounds going baseline. And some of this is, France again up in the pressure. Sometimes they were in a zone, and sometimes they were switching to mid, being aggressive, whatever. But yeah, suddenly it was like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, why is this a 6-point game in the fourth quarter? And then the Steph barrage happened. I mean, I do think it's a bit of a product of France's defense, where like USA had 29 assists and also 17 turnovers. Like they were pressuring USA to make passes, and I mean, when you don't have the talent on your side, like you do sometimes, just got to get kind of erratic and hope that things just swing your way. Whether it's turnovers, whether it's you have a super hot shooting night from three, which was almost what led to Serbia, pulling off the upset in that game. Also, 2 underrated shots throughout that fourth quarter. Like before the Steph barrage was Drew had a 3 off of like kind of a routine just LeBron pass, and then KD had one fading 2 where I think LeBron like got double teamed or triple teamed in the post, and then he found KD, and KD had to make like a decently tough shot. I mean, it's not a tough shot for KD, but it's like it was well defended by France. So yeah, if I can just talk about how cool the experience was. I mean, seeing LeBron just operate as, if not the point guard, then I don't know, the main decision maker, and just having all this talent around that and then playing off of it, and then still needing to rely on Steph at times, but then still seeing like what makes the rest of these guys great between, AD's versatility defensively. Bam, of course, has been good defensively throughout these games. I mean, he didn't play as much in today's game. We saw actually Tatum for some minutes, where Tatum did have some possessions where he was like guarding Gobert or Wemby on switches or whatever. Book, who of course does not have to do as much for this team as he's had to do for Phoenix, and yet just kind of filling in the gaps, if you will, whether it's, whoever I have to guard, if he's got to play really hard with that stuff, whether it's, being a catch and shoot guy, whether it's just a catch and drive guy, just filling in all of the, like, it feels weird to say role player for Devin Booker, but like a very efficient 15 to 20 point scoring role player type of style in this Olympics. And sure, you could look at somebody like Embiid, where, I mean, we all know what the conversation was on Twitter throughout the entire thing for Embiid, where it was, people want to see AD more and stuff like that. But you know what? You can't take away that Serbia game from Embiid. They needed him in that one. And then, I mean, again, in this one, Ant and Drew had moments as well, as on-ball defenders and whatever. So it was just cool. I mean, yeah, as a Celtics fan, like, it would have been nice to see more Jason Tatum, but listen, I'll be fine, okay? Celtics fans, you'll be fine. So yeah, it was cool. It was also cool to see Wemby just kind of put France on his back in this one. I mean, it was him, Yabusele, and DeColo as far as scoring points, right? And I mean, how many putbacks did he have in this game where it was like AD, or it felt like a lot of AD trying to contest him on those, and he's just putting it back like nobody's there? I mean, that dude, I mean, we get it. We just spent the whole season singing his praises. So yeah, fun time, man.